Yo, welcome here to OKCPS Coaches Show. We are live here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 at Dick's Sporting Goods at 6601 Southwest 3rd. Brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods, SNU, Casey's General Stores, Scissortail Waste Solutions, Auto Max, Grinmore Sneaker Boutique, and the one and only Big O's Pork and Dreams, where he makes your pork dreams come true. Hey, welcome to the stage, to our show on tonight. Northwest Classen girls basketball team. Give them some big ups on tonight. We have head coach Creed Flowers and student athletes Tangi and Andrea Jackson. So, Andrea Jackson, we want you guys to introduce yourselves. Coach, thank you for being on today.
Oh, thank you for having us. It's an honor. Thank you.
All right, man. Tangi, glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, and then we'll switch over and we'll let Andrea talk here in a little bit, all right?
All right.
All right, Coach, let's go ahead and get started with you, man. Tell us, how's the season looking? How are you guys doing? And then we'll talk some more about just how you got into coaching. But tell us a little bit about this Northwest Classen girls basketball team this year.
Well, we have 3 seniors that play actively and very young. Use a lot of freshmen day in and day out on a daily basis. A lot of them learning, some of them just playing basketball for the first time. So we're sitting at 3-11 right now.
Sure.
I try to make the schedule as competitive as possible with us making that jump to 6A to make it realistic for the time that we get to regionals, and that way we're prepared. So,
gotcha. I understand that. Tangi, tell us a little bit about, what your experience has been. How long have you been at Northwest Classen?
I've been in Northwest Classen for 4 years. I just started playing basketball my freshman year.
Gotcha.
And I got into it because of him. He just – one day we were in the gym and he just asked me, like, do you want to take this serious? And then I just ended up taking it serious and then been putting in the work and stuff like that. And yeah.
Gotcha. Well, even to the point where you just committed to going to play collegiate basketball. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it was like during the summer AAU, and we were just playing and stuff like that. So as we were playing and stuff like that, I started getting more confident in AAU, and then my offers started rolling in. Colleges started looking interested in me, and then I started taking it serious. And yeah.
Sure. That's really cool. So if you just started playing basketball as a freshman, what sport were you playing prior to playing basketball? Or were you playing a sport at all?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So obviously basketball is the only sport you play?
And volleyball.
Okay. All right, cool. So, Coach, tell us, man, what is that like to coach at Northwest Classen? I'm an old John Marshall guy back in the day, and sometimes there are just athletes running around who are not even participating in sports, and you really got to go hustle up in the hallway because you see some students out there that could potentially help your team. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's not the same as it used to be prior in years with the way our district got restructured, but it's definitely, you can find some talent, creeping through there. Now, actually, me and her relationship, this is my little sister-in-law. So this is my wife's sister.
Oh, wow,
She came out here from California and to live with us.
Gotcha.
So to basically focus on education, do all those things.
So you recruited some talent within the home.
Well, actually, I was coaching boys at Northwest Classen, and I was
Gotcha.
an assistant. And then Cindy George, once the job opened up, she came to me and asked me to do it.
Cool.
So I just thought it would be beneficial for her and getting to, pinpoint and work on her game and spend a lot more time with her and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So.
I'm going to ask you one more question, Coach, while they switch this microphone so we can get Andrea in here a little bit and talk to her. You guys can switch. So, Coach, tell me, you mentioned you coach a little bit or you have AAU, and how big is AAU or traveling basketball in terms of its impact with the high school? Now, back in the day when I played with an organization called Oklahoma City Rams, right, it would seem to be less competitive with the high school sport or what was going on. Tell me, what is that like now?
For girls, it's very, very, very important, essential, especially those live periods. They're going to get the bulk of their interest, their looks, everything within that summertime. So that's really the forefront, probably more so than the boys. Now, the boys, they do have, similar circuits, EYBL, stuff like that. But the girls, they can get seen on a lot more independent circuits as well, too. So it was huge for her, and actually those college coaches were wanting to see her probably more in that setting than they did in the school ball setting, to be honest.
So I know in different sports like soccer and some of the PDL or whatever they call it, that development leagues, they're asking student athletes to make a choice, right, to either play school soccer or this whatever league they have. Not against that at all. But in terms of basketball, do you encourage your girls to participate cross sports, right? So basketball, volleyball, or just that whole deal. What was your conversation with them?
Yes, I'd say collaboratively, we need all the athletes we can at Northwest Class. And my wife's actually the head volleyball coach there.
Okay.
So yeah, we collab and we use the same athletes. She was actually not this year, but last year she was co-MVP of the conference in volleyball too. So
Gotcha.
yeah, we share. I probably have about 5, 6 girls that play volleyball and play basketball too. So
Sure.
I'm all for it.
Gotcha. So tell me about yourself and how you got into basketball and how's your time been on this Northwest women's basketball team?
So I got into basketball my 8th grade year because I saw that my dad was teaching my brothers and stuff how to play basketball, and I was like, hey, I might might as well try that. So I tried my 8th grade year at Taft, but it wasn't really like our coach wasn't really like that good of a coach. So like we just did some stuff until I got here at Northwest Classen, and then that's when I really started playing basketball. Started learning the fundamentals more and everything, and I started loving the game more than what I did before. And Coach Creed is a really big part in that because before I was just playing to play, but he really got me to like love the game more
Sure.
because like it,
So no, that's all good. I think that's important. So now, with you loving the game, do you have a desire to go to the next level collegiately and potentially play basketball?
Yes, I actually did want to go. I do want to go play college basketball. I was looking at Eastern Oklahoma State University to
Okay.
play. It's a JUCO. I was looking at that college.
Well, listen, I think any opportunity that you get, I think you ought to take advantage of it because
Yeah.
you're clearly developing, right? And so you're going to get better and better. And I think all of those opportunities are going to help you to continue to develop. So before you switch over, thus far in 4 years, not with this season not being completed yet, tell me your favorite moment thus far being a part of this basketball team.
My favorite moment I can say probably my first game of my senior year. Like I was kind of nervous coming like back from junior year because I ain't have not a good way to end it. But I had a good game my first senior game and played as hard as I could and did what needed to be done. Yeah.
Cool. So, as you guys switch again, Coach, tell me this. How did you get into coaching basketball? You don't remember this, but I've actually seen you in the gym at Northwest a couple of times, actually. So, um, how did you get into coaching? This is several questions in one.
Yeah.
How did you get to Northwest Classen?
Hmm.
And then who are your coaching influences?
Okay. Well, I knew when I went to Bacone to play in basketball as well. I knew my major. I wanted to be around the game. Still wanted to coach. So I went into education. I started at Muskogee High School. Josh Berry, who's one of my best
What
friends.
are they? The Roughers.
Yeah, he was over there at the time, and he was coaching boys. So I got on with him and was coaching with him and his staff. Then I ended up moving to OKC with my good friend Aaron Daniels. He got the head job at Piedmont, so I was coaching out at Piedmont with him.
You got good friends, by the way.
Yeah, they trust me for some reason, you know.
Yes.
And then after that, I came to Coach Jack asked me to come to Northwest Class, and I was helping with the boys and
Cool.
doing that.
So, who have been some of your coaching influences?
Probably Josh Berry. You know, he was my first. He taught me a whole lot. I could say AD too. Sidney Carter. He's a really good friend of mine. A little bit older. I used to play for him actually, and he still coaches a little bit here and there too. So those are a lot of my influence. Brent Duncan, who coached
Sure.
with me at Muskogee as well.
So beyond the local guys, and which I think are very instrumental, who is it at the collegiate level? Like, who is that guy or lady that really inspires you to really want to grow and learn more at that level in terms of coaching?
Well, I would say I'm a huge Duke fan. They playing right now actually, and so I would say probably Coach K first.
Cool, I
Yeah.
got it. He's
Mhm.
probably on a lot of first and on a lot of
Yeah,
lists,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's my guy.
All right.
So.
So, Tangi, let me ask you this question as it relates to this women's basketball team in Northwest Classen. Every team, for the most part, has kind of this rallying cry, this mantra, this word, this saying that describes the team, right? Oftentimes, we put it on the back of the T-shirt. What is that for Northwest Classen, and why?
Um,
And you can help her out, Coach, if you.
Well, one of the things that we did this year that was a little bit different, they had a chant, and it was like team on me, team on four. They counted for one, two, three, four, together each achieve more, you know. So just kind of breaking down some of those meanings within the word team, stuff
Sure.
like that, playing for one another, regardless of the situation.
What did you get out of that, Tangi?
yeah, I feel like as a young team that I mean, there's 3 seniors and stuff like that, but I feel like that helped us grow as older people because showing little younger because they were younger and they were coming from middle school and stuff like that. Just showing them the game and just learning and growing as a person really just helped us and as a team just to help him too. Just showing them the game,
Gotcha.
stuff like that.
So one more question for you before you switch with Andrea. What has been your favorite moment? Right? What game was that when you went off? Right? You put it down.
I would say probably our Enid game, but we ended up still losing it. But it was a good game because I felt like it was we've never had to play where there was a packed gym and then the whole school was there. It was loud and stuff like that, and we were just getting hyped and having fun. But
Gotcha.
yeah,
All right. So you got to switch, Coach. Um, in this world of ever evolving, trying to get the competitive edge, so what do you talk about in terms of training and eating? I was going to say dieting, but I don't know if that's appropriate because sometimes it's not about a diet, it's just about putting the right stuff on the inside.
Yeah.
So what is your approach and what do you share with these young ladies as it relates to that?
I try to give them as many resources as we possibly can. I know my assistant, Yancy Moreland, she introduced me to Donors Choose, so that was one of the things we used to help get protein in, different equipment, stuff like that. I also offer individual skill work as well in the mornings, just to kind of get a grasp on if you really want to play this sport and go to the next level, what it takes. So
Sure.
there's usually Tuesday through Thursday, they're in the gym, and it's from 5 a.m. to 6:45 a.m. Get some good work in, take a shower, go to class, go through school, kind of get used to, what it would be like if you were going to play on that next level.
Sure. So tell me this: what does a day in practice look like, right? And you ladies can share with me, and you can share with me first. Is he seems to be very reserved and laid back right now, but do the practices get a little passionate, a little bit intense, a lot of competition? What does that look like?
Yeah, he doesn't play about like when we're on the court. Like he's the cool person off the court, friendly. But on the court, he does not want to play. He wants to get in the game. He wants you to be worried about the game when you're on the court.
Sure.
So, yeah, and he gonna make sure you work
Pretty
hard.
intense. So,
Yeah.
Coach, tell me what that looks like. What is offense, defense? How much time you spend in? Kind of what is that coaching philosophy during practice? And I know certain days may be for certain things, but what's your overall approach to that?
Yeah, well, each team going in year to year is going to be different, so it's different focuses. I have a lot of girls, like I said, who never played before, so it's as basic as we're doing a bunch of layups every day, a bunch of passing drills, jump stops, rebounds, stuff like that, and then also mixing in, a lot of shell drill, defensive rotation, transition defense, stuff like that. So, yeah,
Gotcha.
a lot of really basic, actually.
Gotcha. So I'll ask you this, and we'll go back over to Tangi. So your desire has increased in terms of wanting to play collegiate basketball because of Coach Flowers. Who is it at the collegiate level, not just team, but who is an individual, and it could be in the WNBA, that you look at and you say, hey, I want to model my game after her, or she works really hard. Who would that be, or what team or what school would that be versus a name per se? You're not saying yours?
Oh, I guess I would say Ted Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've like been watching her like in her
Now,
high
where's she
school
play?
days. The Sparks.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been watching her like in her high school days, and like she got a lot of recognition
Mm-hmm.
in high school, and then whenever she got to college basketball, then WNBA just got even bigger. And like when I watch her on Instagram, she works hard for what she wants, and she sets a lot of names for herself to make sure like she gets seen and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Sure.
And yeah, she just puts in the work that I would love to do.
Gotcha. We'll let you trade, and I'll go to Coach while you guys are trading. But that's going to be your question, Tangi. So they want to model themselves after this, after these particular athletes, or lady basketball players. Do you guys have film session? And then what does that look like? Are you watching the next opponent, looking at tendencies? Describe what that preparation looks like, Coach.
Yeah, well, we openly and actively use Huddle as a team.
Yeah, the district helped you out with that Huddle deal.
Yeah. We definitely use ours. So of course I watch film on my own too, but
Sure.
we get in there as well and watch film together. And it's a whole lot of starting and stopping, starting, stop, starting, stop. Tell them the whole purpose of this is not to tell you just what you did well, but to show you the things that you're doing wrong, so you can go and work.
Is anybody
on those
falling
things too.
asleep during the film session?
Oh no, they know better than that. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. I can't say his name, but I got a coach who coached me who would actually doze with that marker sometimes, Coach Dilbeck. And we wouldn't say nothing because he'd run us all half to death.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, you guys better stay up in that room and watch that film.
Yeah,
so Tangi, tell me who that is that influences you and that you want to pattern your game after.
I'd say Paige Beckers.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just a dog. She's just tough, and then she's just the way she carries herself, and on that court, it's like she's just not scared of nobody. And then, yeah.
If you could describe your own game in one word, how would you describe yourself? And then I'm gonna let Coach describe both of you for me.
Tough.
Tough. All right. Why? I've been in practice. I've seen you. I remember. You get a lot of fouls sometimes. I'm just messing.
Yeah, I do. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, I do.
I was just teasing. So tell me, let's switch real quick. What one word describes your game?
I would just really say athletic, cause yeah.
That's good observation. Coach, tell me.
On which one?
Both of them.
Both of them.
And
Okay.
why?
I would say Drea, she's fast. All right, usually, one of the better athletes on the floor. Her skill set's been steadily rising too, so it's starting to translate even more on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, definitely just now really tapped into some of the things she can do out there.
Sure.
And
What about
then,
Tangi?
Tangi, very skilled, strong, naturally strong, being Samoan, stuff like that.
No offense. No offense.
No. Hard worker. Yeah, and consistent for the most
Sure.
part. Shows up every day, doesn't do a whole lot of complaining and gets it done.
Well, and I'm sure you share this with them that, toughness, tenacity, work ethic can probably take you just as far or even further than talent,
Yep.
right? Because you would rather have someone who's got a little bit of dog in them, right, who's willing to work hard and endure in order to accomplish those things that you want to accomplish. What is the one thing that you're looking to get out of the remainder of the season? What is it that you want to accomplish?
Raising my confidence. I've been working on it, but yeah, I just want to be to the point where nobody can stop me type stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, and work harder than what I do.
Sure.
I work hard, but I just want to work harder.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tangi?
I just want to be a better player than I was ever before. I just want to work harder and work better and just progress my game and just learn from other people and stuff
Sure.
like that.
So, Coach, tell me what your goals are, and then I'm going to give you guys, I think we're probably around 2 minutes now, and to give some thank yous, tell the people in Northwest Classen who you want to say thank you to and those parents. But what are your goals, and who do you want to say thank you to?
Our goal is to, finish out and protect what home games we have left, try to go through the rest of a conference and, not take any losses, which I think, we should if we handle business the way that we're supposed to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank yous.
Thank you to my admin, Principal Herger.
And your film guy, the picture man.
Oh, yeah, my guy. Yeah, that's my brother right there. Landon Schmoop, best in the business. If you need to get at him on Instagram,
Absolutely.
and Twitter, anything like that, you can do that as well.
Gotcha. So who do you want to thank, Tangi?
I just want to thank everyone at the school, teachers, everybody that's helped me through this, coaches, and my family too. But yeah.
They're here. You can switch. Drea, as you've been called tonight since.
Yeah, I want to thank my coaches and Tangi's family, The administration at my school, my principals, and my sister.
Oh, is she a hooper?
No,
Oh,
she's right there though.
oh,
She
hi,
don't play
sister.
sports.
Coach, who's the next game? Where is it at? Tell us how we can come out and support.
We're supposed to play John Marshall at
wha-
John Marshall
Oh, man.
Friday.
Friday.
Now, but I don't know what that storm that's supposed to hit. But that's as
I
it's going
hope
right
that
now.
storm
still
has
supposed to go
cleared
on.
up by
Right.
Friday. I'm gonna be in the house, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna stand at the court, right? So I'm not, I'm cheering for everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
Mhm.
Hey, listen, we thank you guys so much for your being on our show tonight. Let's give them a big hand, Northwest Classen's girls basketball team. Hey, you're listening to OKCPS's Coaches Show here at Dick's Sporting Goods at 6601 Southwest 3rd Street. Thank you to our sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, SNU, Casey's General Store, Scissortail Waste Solutions, Automax, Grin More Sneaker Boutique, and Big O's Pork and Dreams. We'll see you on the other side.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student-athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student-athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Professional Auto Hail Repair. 405-588-1818. Dent Source keeps you on the road with their fleet of courtesy vehicles. Dent Source. 405-588-1818. Dent Source has got your deductible covered where applicable by law. 405-588-1818. 405-588-1818. Dent Source.
James here with Boomer Kia. Heard this before? Location, location, location. There's one location for the best deals on a brand new Kia. Boomer Kia. Go to boomerkia.com, click the iFree Check banner, and get pre-approved instantly, all without hurting your credit. Then get to Boomer Kia off I-240 in South OKC.
This is important news if you have unfiled tax returns. The IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you fail to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specializing in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts with the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can help make resolving tax issues easier. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-481-8144. 800-481-8144. 800-481-8144.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Matt Coker here from West Coast Men's Health. Guys, if you're taking Viagra or any other pill for ED, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do I want to continue to do this for the rest of my life? If you're like most men, the answer is no. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we can restore blood flow naturally without pumping your body full of chemicals like you've been doing. Guys, you need to come in today and fix this problem now. Why are you putting this off? Viagra's not going to magically start working next week, and you don't want to use shots or go under the knife. Call us today and speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today like the thousands of men who already have. If you're tired of dealing with ED or Peyronie's disease, then call West Coast Men's Health.
Call 405-544-3888. That's 405-544-3888.
544-3888.
Check.
Online at
Check.
westcoastmenshealth.com.
Check.
HSA codes
Got it.
welcome.
Yeah, I already know. Hey, dude.
Find aisles of styles to transform. Create a serene
I got to
space
scoot
with
that
an
mic
Allen
away a
Roth
little bit.
Wilbur shower door for $549 and bathroom vanities starting at $99.98.
Williams.
Find an Allen and Roth Harlow brushed nickel faucet for $99. Design your room your way from start to finishing touches. Shop the Lowe's
Jaden.
Style and Save event
Yes, sir.
now.
You know what that
Order it
means?
online. Lowe's,
No.
home to any
It
budget,
comes from
home
the
to any
word
budget.
Jadon,
About for 3
right?
selection
It
retail
is,
locations while supplies
if you
last.
look in the book of Nehemiah, when they're building the walls, he's one of the unnamed kings. And Josephus, he's named, it means the hands of God. My son's named Jaden.
Wow.
Good to know. Thank you.
Learned something, didn't you?
Hey, somebody taught me.
Quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 special edition.
So we have Landry Ballard and Jaden Williams.
Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
What do you say? Yo, welcome back to CPS, OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio. 105.3 here at Dick's Sporting Goods, 6601 Southwest 3rd Street. We thanks for our sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, SNU, Casey's General Store, Scissortail Waste Solutions, Automax, Grinmore Sneaker Boutique, and Big O's Pork and Dreams. We had the Northwest Classen girls basketball team, and so now we are here with the one and only Douglas boys basketball team. First year head coach and literally Oklahoma Hall of Famer, high school, college, outstanding basketball player, Coach Steve Alexander. And we also have student athletes Landry Ballard and Jaden Williams, and there will be another student athlete who will join us here in a minute. So, hey, Coach, thank you guys for being on today.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
So I want to ask you first, Coach Alexander, man, what has it been like being at Douglas so far this year?
It's been an experience. I say that the timing for me to be here has been perfect.
Sure.
With my time at Heritage Hall, being able to learn some things, being able to learn the patience that it takes to be a head coach, being up under Coach Hamilton, watching some of the things that he used to get through the situations that he might have been in. But it's been an experience, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. My guys have made it easy for me. They're doing a good job of keeping their GPA up, which I'm very proud of.
Sure.
So we're off to a good start. They're doing a pretty good job, I must say.
Well, yeah, and I got a couple little cousins on that team, the Holman boys. Yeah, so it's been interesting. Obviously, I was at preview, seen you guys play a couple times, heard about the wonderful win you guys had, even over John Marshall in overtime. Was it last week, I believe?
Yes, sir.
And,
yes, sir.
So tell me, how much of just your family history, your entire family, I think
Right.
your father or played at John Marshall,
Yeah,
won
my
a state
father
championship?
won a state championship in '78 at John Marshall.
Yep.
I was fortunate enough to win 2 state championships at Midwest City, '98 and 2000. A lot of people are familiar with my brother who went to OU, D'Angelo Alexander, who won in 2001 and also won with me in 2000. And then my brother Xavier Alexander won one in 2008, and I think he was co-Gatorade Player of the Year or something like that with Blake. So it's been a wonderful thing. Oklahoma basketball has been good to me and my family.
Sure.
And I appreciate it. So it's been an experience that way. Yes, sir.
Cool, man. So Jaden, let me talk a little bit to you, and then we'll get to Landry, who I've heard he's got a complete game. They tell me, they say Jaden, where's your range with your jumper? And they say when he walks in. Is this true? It took me a while to get that.
I've been working on it for a long time now.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's been up there.
So how did you get into basketball? Who influenced you? Did your dad, mom, somebody play that encouraged you to play?
Actually, my dad was a big Lakers fan. So I grew up watching every single Laker game. So really, a big inspiration is Kobe.
Not Shaq?
No.
Okay. It's okay.
But, and so over time I just got in the gym.
Sure.
And just stayed in there.
So what are your aspirations after that? What year are you? What grade are you in?
I'm a freshman.
Oh,
ninth
you're
grade.
a freshman. Okay, cool. So your desire is to go to play collegiately?
Yes, sir.
Got you. So are you playing any summer ball
Yes.
with AAU teams or?
AT right now.
I got you.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. So we'll pass those headphones over to Landry. Coach, tell me how important. And I just asked Coach Flowers this about women's basketball. It seems that at some point there may have been a kind of a collision between high school athletics and summer AAU teams.
Yes, sir.
How was that, and how do you see that fits together? And do they complement each other, or is it a conflict at times?
I must say, in the past about 3 to 4 years, they've been done a better job of working together. I think in the past it's been a little bit of an issue with AAU taking up a lot of the kids' time as far as school ball. I think it also, coaches look at it like a little bit of wear and tear on the body that can be saved, which is understandable. But I think AAU basketball, high-level AAU basketball, prepares you and gets you ready for this level. These two young men right here have been blessed enough to be ranked #1 in the country a couple of different times in their youth basketball careers, which in turn, when they came in as freshmen now, being ready for the big stage, they're kind of a little bit more prepared for that.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
yes, sir.
So Landry, Mo was giving me the rundown of your game, man. That they say you got the handles, you can get yours off, get to the bucket, man. Tell me, who's been your big influence, and when did you start playing?
I started playing since I was 3 years old.
Gotcha.
And it's like an upward league and stuff. But now it's
Those who don't know what Upward League is, it's like a Christian league, and I got a bad Upward League story, right? But no, my kids played Upward Soccer. I get it.
Inspirational, I would say like LeBron. My dad was a big LeBron fan, so growing up, LeBron posters everywhere, Lakers bed, all that.
Your parents are young.
But I say LeBron is good at.
I got you. Tell me what it's like playing for Coach Alexander.
Oh, it's exciting. Every game we go into, we're just battling against the crowd, the refs, and everybody. But it's good playing with him. He knows what he's talking about.
First of all, his voice resonates throughout the entire building, and I've never seen anyone clap their hands so loudly that like who it is getting your attention. Describe to me what practice looks like.
It's not as bad as people.
I'm
think.
not, and listen, I'm an athlete. Bad, it's got to be intense, right?
Yeah,
to get those competitive juices flowing. So tell me what that's like for you.
It's fun. I've been experiencing for a couple years now, so I'm not really shook or surprised by anything he says. But it's very like competitive. He wants the best out of us every day, and we just try to give that to him.
Gotcha. So Coach, obviously I talked a little bit about your family and that rich history, but you also have a son who's playing at tell me
Creighton
University. I'm
yes,
sorry.
I
just watched him play a few games before Christmas and kind of doing the break a little bit. And so you have all of these influences in your family. What influences do you have outside of that in terms of coaching, right? So who are those other guys collegiately or around this city that you're paying attention to that kind of, other than Chris Hamilton, obviously, Coach Ham, but who else is that?
I've been blessed enough to be coached by some guys that have helped me mold me into the coach that I am. I played for Terry Evans at Midwest City High School, so he was a great coach. He has some of the same kind of attitude that I have when it comes to getting the most out of you.
Sure.
And then I was able to play for Coach Webb at Langston University. And I took from him is never giving up on a player. I was kind of at the end of my career when he picked me up.
Sure.
And so that's kind of where I got that attitude from. A little league coach, my dad, and this guy named Jimmy Hines. Those guys right there kind of foundation me of the reason why I like being so close to these kids,
So Landry, and I'll come to you, Jaden. What's been the impact of Coach Alexander in that school and just his presence on that court and dealing with those student athletes, right? Because, again, I've been in the building a few times. You guys just got a new principal, Kevin Jones, obviously. You guys, Coach was at our church the other day with the drum line because the new principal is a member of our church, so that's really a cool thing. How has his presence impacted you all on that court and kind of in that school? What are those expectations? Because I know him, and I know he's laid out some expectations about how we walk around these hallways. What does that look like?
Oh, it's good. It's like he wants us to like show sure that we're a Douglas athlete on and off the court. So don't walk around the halls sagging or always be a student athlete. And student comes first too. So have your grades up and all that. But he lets us know that he's there for us.
Sure.
He always knows that he might yell at us at practice or in the game, but at the end of the day, he still loves us. He's still always gonna be there for us.
Gotcha. So we'll trade and let Jaden get on. So, Coach, in this world of, as I asked earlier about competitive edges, how do you deal with weight training and and I say in my day, not in your day, because you're younger than me. I don't know if you know it, but I spoke at one of those banquets at Midwest City with Sheldon and all of those guys the year you won a state championship. I never wanted to lift weights, right, because I thought it was going to mess the jumper up that I had, right, which I did not have.
Right.
How do you include this, and what difference and impact is that making on these bodies for these athletes, student athletes?
Well, I've been blessed enough to have some guys around me who are volunteering their time. A guy that also helps me with my AAU organization, Brian Davis, he comes in. He's been with these guys since day one. We knew that they would have the skill set. We worried about them getting beat up a little bit. So he's done a good job of building their bodies up to be able to take that bruising. Also, I got the other assistant coach around me named Dorian Williams. He works with them on their skill set.
EJ's over.
Yeah, and then we got Eric Harris.
He's
who
the
also,
mental health guy.
That's right. So, exactly. So we got a good balance of guys around me. My father helps with the bigs. I mean, those guys are the reason why we're able to be successful. I'm going to be who I am. But without them, it's kind of hard to get that edge over.
Absolutely, man. That's really cool, man. Yeah. So Jaden, if you could describe your game in one word, describe your game, other than being a sharpshooter, how would you describe? And it could be sharpshooter, but how would you describe yourself? And then I'm gonna ask you to describe what their games are. And then before we get away from here, in a couple of minutes, we'll bring the other student athlete in, so we don't forget.
Perfect.
In one word, I would describe my game as aggressive. I try to stay as aggressive as I can.
Gotcha.
Throughout the whole game, no matter what it is, shooting-wise or on defense.
So you're a shooter, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you, how does a shooter get out of a slump?
You got to see the ball go in the hole. That's all it is. Or energy. I get good energy from all my teammates, always telling me to keep going, keep shooting, and then it just carries out.
Listen, I wish somebody would have told me to shoot. Does your coach, when you miss, he said, go on, shoot it, Jaden. And you said, all right, got it, coach, good.
Yeah, keep shooting, man. You got to go up.
Nah, really, I love that old commercial. When Michael Jordan was walking down the corridor in slow motion, and it was naming all of these stats, right, about how many shots he missed, about how many times he lost, right? But he never would have achieved it had he not continued, right? So obviously you got to keep shooting it and getting that energy from your coaches. Now let's give the headphones to Landry, and then we'll have the other athlete come on over here. And Jaden, we'll let you get out and let him come in. Thanks, man. Yes, sir, man. Nice to meet you, Jaden. So tell me, how would you describe your game, you, in one word? And then tell me why.
I say competitive.
Competitive.
I don't like to lose, and I just don't like to lose. I always want to win, and I always want to be the best I can be.
Gotcha. All right, man. Let's switch them over. You tell us your name, and then, Coach, I'm going to ask you to describe them in your words about their game.
Perfect.
Tell us your name.
Gerard Arnett.
Gerard Arnett. Nice to meet you, man. What year are you?
I'm senior.
You're a senior.
Yes, sir.
You're an old dude on the team.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I know you got to get in this hot seat, but tell me, describe your game in one word, and then I'm going to come back to you.
I'll say a facilitator.
Facilitator?
Yeah, I love just getting my teammates involved in the game.
Gotcha.
I feed off them, getting buckets. And
Sure.
Yup. Yes, sir.
Tell me now, you describe everybody's game.
They were very accurate.
Gotcha.
Jaden is aggressive no matter what's going on in the game. Jaden is always the kid that you don't have to worry about being ready to play. He always seems to be focused. He's doing the KD drills before we get started. He has that mindset that he doesn't want to not be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Landry is very competitive. He's used to having a lot of success. And with that being said, at this level, I'm having to tell him, it's going to come because he doesn't want to let me down. He doesn't want to let his team down. So that would be a perfect word to describe him. And Gerard is right. Sometimes I have to tell him, I would say, a lot that he needs to shoot the ball more. You know, because he loves to get in there and make plays for his teammates. He loves seeing these guys have success. He's a very, very, very unselfish basketball player.
So I saw you guys in the previews, and you lost against Southeast at Douglas, but it was a crazy ending to the game, right? And what I noticed was the immediate influence of Steven Alexander and just, you know, fighting until the very end, because there were some times that potentially it didn't bounce our way. We could have just tucked it in, but they fought, still lost. And now when I hear the other day you beat John Marshall in overtime, all of those things are just really building as momentum as you guys are going down the road.
Totally. We talk about getting 1% better in this family that we have, and these boys have done that. I mean, it's been a gradual thing. We won 7 out of our last 8. We run 6 in a row. Those games that we've won these past 2 or 3 in the very beginning of the season, we wouldn't have won them.
Yeah.
These boys are learning how to win. They're learning how to fight through the adversity. You know, we got 5 new guys on the floor. This is the first year that Gerard's played his big minutes on the floor of varsity, and he's earned them.
Sure.
But it's definitely a new experience for him.
Yeah.
You know, so he's learning. They're learning. Of course, this is my first year, so I'm learning a lot. But the gradual 1% has definitely been there.
Gotcha.
For sure.
So Gerard, tell me this, and we'll come back to Landry. You've been there at Douglas how long now? 4 years? Two. Okay. So you were there last year and here this year. And so what do you see as some differences, right? Some things that have changed from last year. Not to criticize anyone, but just what's been different with Coach Alexander.
It's a lot of differences. Man, Coach Steve he gonna really push you. He gonna get the best out of you. So, man, it's a blessing playing for Coach Steve.
Sure.
I love Coach Steve. Yeah, he gonna push you to your highest potential. So, yeah, he really changing the legacy to back how it used to be, Douglas basketball. So, yeah.
So you're a senior. Are you anticipating going collegiately to play? Or are you trying to figure out how to make that happen? Or whatever opportunities that are out there for you.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to make that happen.
Sure.
I think I can.
Gotcha.
Just keep putting in the work.
Gotcha. Now, how did you get into basketball? Who was it in your life that kind of influenced you?
I'll say my dad. He always been around basketball. It was just, yeah.
He's probably a Kobe or LeBron fan too, I'm sure.
Fitting in with everybody else.
I knew it. So, you know, tell me this: as a senior walking around that school, man, just the pride one has being a basketball player, kind of, you know, it's a huge honor, but it also comes with responsibility. So they talked about what coaches' expectations are, but how has the student body received you guys in this kind of new identity?
Yes, sir. Well, it's different, especially now how you said Mr. Jones, new principal, he holds you to a high standard. He holds you like – so I really just – man, Mr. Jones just – Mr. Jones going to make sure you straight. Yeah. But at the same time, he going to make sure you in line.
Sure.
Doing everything you're supposed to do. So, yeah.
So, y'all don't be down there bothering Mrs. Braswell in that front office.
We love Mrs. Braswell. We love Mrs. Braswell.
It's all good. We'll trade it over to Landry. So, Coach, who's on the schedule next? And, you know, what? And then we'll talk about some goals later. But who's on the schedule next?
We got a big one. We got Millwood at their place Friday. Very excited about that game. It was a good one last time.
Yeah.
And our boys, they're excited about it, so it should be a good game for sure.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. In terms of preparation, I asked the ladies and Coach Flowers about this. Now, do you guys look at film? What does that look like? And then kind of walk me through what a practice looks like with Coach Alexander.
Our film is broke down a few ways. I like our kids to be able to see another team, college squad, do exactly what we're trying to do.
Sure.
Sometimes that helps you as a basketball player to be able to see someone else do it. Not only that, you can see your position, kind of know how you're moving. So then we put them in a position to where they're watching themselves. That way they can compare themselves and contrast with the other player.
Gotcha.
And that's what I'm trying to get in these kids' head is to move at a college pace. Because if we're moving at a college pace, we're going to have some success.
Because you know this as well as I know this, that they always ask, what's the difference between this level, this level, this level? And at every level, it gets faster and faster.
So true.
I was really against, and I'm still not necessarily for these academies and the IMGs because I think you miss something in the high school experience. But I think the issue is they're trying to put people in a competitive environment to do what? To play faster, right? So I get that part, but I still don't want kids to miss out on what being in a kind of a quote unquote normal high school gives, right? I think that's pretty cool and important.
Definitely.
So Landry, tell me, what is your pregame routine?
I say we in the locker room, we listening to Young Boy. That's what gets us going, in my opinion.
So I asked this question to everyone. I don't know who Young Boy is, but that's fine. That's fine. If you said, Snoop or Ice Cube, I know those guys. I don't know Young Boy. What does Young Boy do for you? Like, where does Landry go when Young Boy comes on?
Oh, it just gives me energy. I don't really think about what he's doing, but I think about how he's bringing energy to his rap, and I think about bringing that to the game.
All right, you're a freshman, right?
Yes, sir.
You threw part of your season.
Yes, sir.
What are some of the goals? And then Coach can chime in. But what are some of the goals you guys have talked about?
Making it to state and winning state. That's what we talk about every day in practice. We got to go 1% better. We're not the oldest team, so we got to be the faster, stronger, smarter team.
Sure. How do we get 1% better every day?
Well, I take every day within itself. We have different things that we have to get better at. The boys, because they're learning on the fly a lot, I go take them back to in-game situations that they might have been in, and that's how I can guarantee that they're getting that 1% better. So that way, hopefully, they don't make that same mistake.
Sure.
Our goals are very simple over here: is to continue to get better every day. And as the playoffs start, to be playing our best basketball.
Gotcha.
That's what we want to be doing.
Gotcha.
And the way I've looked at 4A this year, it looks like it's going to be wide open. It could be anybody's game.
Sure.
So we want to be right there at the end, playing our best basketball, and whatever happens,
Gotcha.
happens after that.
Hey, let's switch real quick with those, and then tell me, who is your rival? Who is that? Who was that out there on that, if you played them or not, but who's that team out there? Back in the day, it was Douglas Booker T, right?
Yeah,
maybe in football and even in basketball, right? Or just whoever. Who now is that rivalry in basketball that you have circled, been at Douglas now 2 years? Who is it that you can't wait to see them? I didn't mean this as a bad gesture. I'm just saying.
Millwood.
Oh, it's coming Friday.
It's Millwood. I can't wait for that game.
Sure.
Yeah, we got a bad taste in our mouth, so.
Yeah. What was it? What was the score last time?
I think they won by 5.
Gotcha.
5 or 6. Good game the whole time, and this will be a good game. But I tell our boys every game that we go moving forward is a measuring stick.
Sure.
And of course it's a rivalry game, but at the end of the day, it's a measuring stick for us.
Yeah, I think they got a kid over there. I think he's a freshman, maybe sophomore. That's pretty highly recruited kid. Don't know can't remember his name. And then there's another kid. I think he was a quarterback or something over there. That's pretty decent basketball player. I read the paper, so I can't remember all the names. But so yeah, pretty competitive team, man. And as an older guy, Steve, you can appreciate this, man. The competitiveness and the competitive levels of these schools, I think, are on the rise, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Millwood has a good squad.
Sure.
Not taking nothing from them. I think they're number 1 or 2 in 3A.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, we just want a piece of it. That's all. It's not nothing against them. We just
absolutely.
Want what
Absolutely. So, Landry, tell me this, man. What motivates you? So Young Boy gives you energy, but what's your motivation? What is the end goal for Landry Ballard, who was once a player of the week, who's highly sought after? Tell me, what motivates you? What keeps you going? What is that short-term and long-term goal that Landry Ballard has?
Short-term is I'm competitive. I don't like to lose. I don't want to go out there and I might not ever see this team again in my high school career. I don't want to lose this team and can't play them again. So that's probably short term. Long term is I don't know who's watching. My mom and my coach tell me that all the time. You don't know who's watching. You got to play your best game every game. So I just go out there and I try to play my best game.
Listen, you know, my coach, Clyde Ellis at John Marshall Football, used to say if they're coming to see one person, they can't just come and see one. They got to see everybody, right? So if everybody is laying it on the line, there's some opportunities out there. So that's cool motivation. So then tell me, what's your motivation? This is the last hurrah, right? You're not going to get to go down this path again. So what's out there for you and what keeps you going?
My family, really. My family.
Gotcha.
And then I want to get Coach Steve one. It's just, I got to.
Get one for the Gipper.
I got to. It's only right.
Well, I tell you, just as a guy who's just watching from a distance, watching some spurts on the news and reading the newspaper and just listening to people talk, and obviously on social media, just about the competitiveness that's out there with these basketball teams. And, Coach, you bring that. Last but not least, I think we got a few minutes left. Who would you like to say thank you to, right? Those people that are part of your program, those other student athletes, just who would you like to say thank you? And take some time to kind of go down your list of people.
Okay. First off, I'd like to thank God. You know, I mean, for me, I've been through a lot in my lifetime with basketball, and my faith has been strong. So that's carried me through a lot. And my parents, you know, my mom and my dad, honestly, at 40 years old, you know, I still look over there, and both of my parents are in the stands every game. There for me, you know, so, and then my former coaches, you know, all of them, because that's who's molded me into the coach that I am. And I do have a lot of knowledge of the game, and I owe that to them. And then, you know, the Oklahoma City public schools for giving me an opportunity to do something special and believing in my expertise and what I can do with a school, you know, that means a lot to me. So those people for sure.
Appreciate it. Who you want to thank?
God first, and then my mom. My mom, she my everything. So yep.
You have any siblings?
Yes.
You gonna leave him out because he gonna be mad?
Yeah. My little brother.
Share the love, man.
My nephew.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead, Ballard. Who you want to say thank you to?
I'm gonna say God first for sure. Next is my mom. My mom, she is a single parent at the time, so I do everything for her. I know she's been trying to make her do her best to make me happy, so I do my best to make her happy.
That's so cool.
For sure, Coach Steve. Coach Steve, he gives us everything he has every day. So I for sure want to say Coach Steve. Assistant coaches, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, all that, my family in general. I love it.
All right. Jaden, who you want to say thank you to? You can tell him, you can say thank you to me for teaching you how to shoot that jumper, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to thank God, most importantly. Big fan of religion, you know. He's helped me through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank my family, especially my dad. He's my biggest supporter. He's there every game. He takes me everywhere, you know. And then I want to thank Coach Steve, you know, raising me basically in the gym. And then my teammates, Landry, like my brother right here.
Yep.
You know, we do everything together. So.
Hey, listen, you guys are so impressive with just your love and concern. And I'm not making light of this. Like, it's very genuine, and you can literally see it. And so I think that is a testament to obviously your leader and coach. And I also think that there's trickle down from your principal with Kevin Jones. And just that environment, so much is changing around there for the best. And you guys are going to be a part of something. And so that's really, really cool.
I ain't going to get it direct, but I'd be wrong if I didn't say what's up to former Douglas Trojan and state champion Patrick McCoffman in the house.
I was wondering, he was tall. I'm like, what did he do? Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you for being here. And listen, thank you for listening to CBS Sports OKC's Coaches Show. here at Dick's Sporting Goods at 6601 Southwest 3rd Street. We thank our sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, SNU, Casey's General Store, Sizatel, Waste Solutions, Automax, Grin, Moore Sneaker Boutiques, and the one and only Big O's, Poke and Dreams. We'll see you next Monday.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.